Hello, everyone, and welcome to Haynes and Carolyn Stadium at Cottrell Park in Dahlonega. I'm Mark Cochran, your voice of Nighthawks softball, and you're watching the Nighthawks pregame show here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Today, the 5-1 Nighthawks, managed by Mike Davenport, have a doubleheader against the 2-0 Southern Wesleyan Warriors. With one more win, the UNG softball program will reach 1,000 program wins since its inception back in 1997. North Georgia has only had one season below 500, which was their first season in 1997. North Georgia comes into this year ranked number 16 in the NFCA preseason top 25 poll that was announced earlier this month. UNG takes the top spot in the preseason Peach Belt poll for the 5th year in a row and the 10th time since 2009, with 6 first-place votes and 96 total points. Tuesday's doubleheader with Lee University was postponed due to weather. It has been rescheduled now and will take place on February 26th. The Nighthawks split last week's games after having Saturday's game snowed out. UNG took down McKendree 14-1 before falling in a pitcher's duel to Lenoir-Rhyne 1-0. Southern Wesleyan is 2-0 on the young season, having beaten NAIA foe Point University in a season-opening doubleheader. The Warriors were slated to take on USC Aiken on Tuesday, but it was postponed. As Southern Wesleyan was picked 4th in the Conference Carolinas preseason poll after reaching the championship game a year ago. UNG is 19-1 against the Warriors, winning 18 straight games. So they're hoping to make that 20 after today's doubleheader. Pitching matchups between the two squads for the Nighthawks is going to be ace pitcher senior Kylie Smith, as she will be getting the ball. So far this year, she's started 3 games. She has a 2-1 record, a 0 ERA. She's thrown all 3 games, complete games, two of them shutouts, 21 total innings. She's allowed 8 hits, 1 run, it was not earned, 4 walks, and 37 strikeouts. Opponents are batting just .116 against her. She's been one of the best players, one of the best pitchers on this team the past several years. She was selected to first team all-conference in the Peach Belt last year. She's won Peach Belt Conference Pitcher of the Week, I believe 16 times, and she was a 2018 NFCA Division II National Player of the Year. She was named Peach Belt Conference Pitcher of the Week for the 2nd straight week on Tuesday, as she struck out 15 in her lone appearance of the week against Lenoir-Rhyne. For the Warriors, on the mound is Delaney Laudenbacher. She's a junior out of Due West, South Carolina. This will be her first pitching appearance of this season. So we're ready to go through the national anthems. When we come back, we'll give a starting lineup, and we'll have first pitch between North Georgia and Southern Wesleyan.
I have completed radiation treatments.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
McClain, the broker of Red Rooster Realty.
We are a new real estate company located in Hiawassee, Georgia, that services the Northeast Georgia mountains. Living in the North Georgia mountains, I see how each home takes on a unique feeling of the mountains and its surrounding landscape. So if you have a home to sell, or if you are looking for that special mountain home, please give me a call. I've been in the real estate business for 20 years. I have the experience and professionalism to make your dreams come true. You can reach me at 770-480-4777.
North Georgia softball as they are taking on Southern Wesleyan University here in game one of this doubleheader. Warm-up tosses have been completed. We're ready to get this one underway. Starting lineup for the Warriors, batting first, playing third base, Jalea Sanford. Batting second, playing right field, Lydia Clanton. Batting third, playing second base, Delaney Byers. Batting fourth, doing the catching is Megan New. In the fifth spot, playing center field, Emma Collins. Batting sixth, as the DP is Ashton Martin. Batting seventh, playing left field, Taylor Lee. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, Riley Herdliska. And batting ninth, playing first base, Kaylee Berrigan. So leading things off for the Warriors, third baseman Jalea Sanford steps into the right-handed box to take on starter Kaylee Smith. First pitch just misses, ball one. Kaylee Smith has been all but untouchable so far this season. Just allowing one run in 3 outings. Showing bunt, fouling it back to the screen is Sanford. It's now 1-1. She's allowed just one run. That was in a 1-0 loss to Lenore Rhine earlier this week. Excuse me, that was earlier last weekend. Was unearned. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Sanford. Before that game, she threw 2 complete game shutouts. 2-1 record for her. See what she's able to do here in game one. Swing and a miss. That is strike 3. Sanford is down on strikes. Out number 1 here in the first. No score between UNG and Southern Wesleyan. Next up is Lydia Clanton, the right fielder. She steps in the right-handed batter's box, trying to do battle with Smith. Swings through that one. 0-1. Clanton, sophomore out of Waynesboro, Mississippi. Ball inside, evens it up, 1 apiece. So far this season, she has not recorded a hit. She's played in 2 games. This is her first start. Ball high. 2-1. Last season, though, she had one of the best seasons you could have at the plate. Fouled straight back, 2-2. In 41 games, she batted .398. 43 hits, 21 runs, 10 doubles, 7 homers, 34 RBI. She was named Conference Carolinas All-Conference First Team for second base last year. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Beautiful pitch there by Smith, and that retires Clanton for the second out of the inning. That brings up Delaney Byers. The second baseman digs in at the plate. Fouled into the screen, 0-1. Byers, sophomore out of Lecanto, Florida. She's played in 2 games, both games so far, with 3 hits. She has scored a run. One of those 3 hits was a home run. It was a solo shot. She's walked once, struck out 4 times. So a good start through the first 2 games for the Southern Wesleyan second baseman. She's quickly down 0-2. Smith trying to make quick work of the Warriors here in the top of the first. Already 2 strikeouts, going for a third. Just a little up, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Interesting day for softball here in Dahlonega, about 59 degrees. Sun can't figure out whether it wants to stay out or not. Keeps hiding from the clouds. Off-speed pitch laid off wisely by Byers, and it's 2-2. Temperature will be dropping a little bit as the day continues. We're at the peak. Popped up, foul ground, left side. That'll get out of play. Remains 2-2. A little bit of wind, sitting about 10 to 12 miles an hour, going right to left. You can see the flags out there beyond the center field fence, waving in the breeze. That miss is low, and the count is now full here on Byers, 3-2. Two outs in the first. Smith trying to send her team to the plate. Popped up and foul again, out of play. Byers continues to battle with Smith. There's the off-speed pitch, called strike 3. Nothing Byers could do. And Smith strikes out the side here in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, none left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. No score in this one.
NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short answer, we put our money where our mission is.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
No score in this one as North Georgia is taking on Southern Wesleyan, the first game of this doubleheader. Kylie Smith with 3 straight strikeouts to put the Warriors down in the top of the first. Now it's time for North Georgia to see what they can do with the bats. On the mound for Southern Wesleyan is starter Delaney Lautenbacher, junior out of Due West. This is her first game of this 2020 season. She will take on the first 3 batters from North Georgia. It'll be Kaylin Anthony, the center fielder, leading off, followed by right fielder Mariah Wicker. And then Shelby Hammondtree. Those will be the first 3 batters for North Georgia. Anthony steps in to lead things off for the Nighthawks. This one misses outside. The count's 1 ball and no strikes. Anthony, senior out of, takes a called strike there, and the count is 1-1. Hoshton, Georgia. That's where Kaylin Anthony out of. She's played in all 6 games so far, all starts. Good, strong start to the season. Pops this one up foul left side. That'll get out of play. She's down 1-2. Batting .435 through the first 6 games. 10 hits, 8 runs, home run, few RBI. Strong start for the center fielder. She's down 1-2 here. Evens the count at 2-2. That's fouled back to the screen. She stays alive, keeps the count at 2 apiece. North Georgia with a good start to this season, sitting at 5-1. They are coming off of a loss, though. 1-0 loss to Lenore Rhine. That was on Sunday. Ball's roped but foul. Remains 2-2. In the doubleheader on Sunday, they did win the first game. They crushed McKendree 14-1 before losing to Lenore Rhine. Off-speed pitch, laid off, and it's a full count. Fouled away again. Anthony continues to battle with Laudenbacher. Trying to start North Georgia off on the right foot. Working on a full count. She chases a pitch up, and she is rung up for strike 3. Tough break for Anthony. Pitch was up around the eyes, but kind of an instinctual reaction there. Couldn't quite lay off the swing. 1 out, bottom of the first. Next batter is Mariah Wicker. She shows bunt, then pulls back for ball 1. Wicker, freshman, playing right field today. Ball 2, a little high. She's started all 6 games, batting .353 so far this season. 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 RBI. Shows bunt again. Drags it down. Picked up by Sanford. Throws to first. Not in time. Base hit for Wicker on the bunt. North Georgia has their first runner of the ball game aboard at first base. 1 out. That brings up the catcher, Shelby Hammondtree. Hammondtree looking at the signs from head coach Mike Davenport in the third base coaching box. Called strike 1. Wicker on first base. She's 2 of 3 in stolen base attempts so far this season. Hammondtree, senior. Takes a hack at that one, comes up short, and is quickly down 0-2. Hammondtree started all 6 games as well. She's batting .429 through those games. 6 hits, 1 run, 5 RBI, 4 walks, and so far no strikeouts. She's in a hole 0-2. Takes a ball, 1-2. North Georgia trying to get on the board first in the bottom of the first inning. Popped up, foul. Again, drifting out of play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the on-deck circle is the DP, Jenna Goodrich. She's hoping to take the plate with a couple of runners on. Hammondtree trying to move the runner over, takes a ball low, evens the count at 2-2. Runner goes, pitches low, throw it down to second, not in time. Wicker swipes second base. North Georgia has a runner in scoring position with only 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Full count for Hammondtree. She chases a pitch out of the zone, and that'll be strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. Runner on second base brings up the DP, Jenna Goodrich. Goodrich, redshirt senior out of Davie, Florida. She started all 6 games, batting .235 in those. 4 hits, 4 runs, a double, a homer, 4 RBI. Looking to bring in the first run of the game. Outside ball 1. North Georgia going for their 1,000th program win in this first game of the doubleheader, sitting at $9.99. Called strike 1, evens it up at 1. Very historic game potentially for the Nighthawks. I'll have 2 chances today. That's outside. 2-1. Good lead being taken by Wicker. Already stole second base. Pitch just misses, and it's 3-1. Good count here for Goodrich. Two outs, bottom of the first. North Georgia trying to keep the inning going with a runner in scoring position. 3-1 is a called strike right on the edge of the zone. And it's a full count on Goodrich. She chases a pitch up and away, and that'll be strike number 3. So that's the third out of the inning. No runs come in, 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the second inning, no score in this one.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
I'm a commuter.
I'm an actor.
I'm an intern.
I'm a researcher.
I am a senior.
I'm an athlete.
I'm a veteran.
I am a sister.
I'm a sophomore.
I'm a singer.
I am an educator.
I am a scientist.
I am a resident.
I am a writer.
I am a leader.
I am a cadet.
I am a volunteer.
I am a musician.
I am a tutor.
We are UNG.
Still no score in this one as we start the top of the second inning. Kylie Smith remains on the mound, taking on the catcher, Megan New. Strike 1. Smith struck out the side in the first inning. The Warriors still trying to make contact. Strike 2. 2 pitches up and out of the zone, then New chases. She's quickly in a hole, 0-2. New, a junior out of Anderson, South Carolina. Through the first 2 games, batting .429. Called strike 3, outside corner. New was frozen. That's out number 1. 4th strikeout in a row for Smith. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Emma Collins. Collins steps in, sophomore out of Easley, South Carolina. Shows bunt, pulls back, called strike. Collins, through the first 2 games, has a couple of hits. Again, this is only Southern Wesleyan's 3rd game of the year. She lays off a pitch high, and it's 1-1. Collins, two-way player. pitcher and outfielder. Called strike 2 on the inside corner. Collins quickly down 1-2. She played in 41 games last year for the Warriors, pitched in 17 of them with 4 starts. Chases that one, and she's down on strikes for the second out of the inning. 5th strikeout in a row for Smith. Coming to the plate, Ashton Martin, the DP. She'll see what she can do against Smith. None of her teammates haven't been able to do anything so far. She comes up empty, and it's 0-1. Martin, junior out of 6 Mile, South Carolina. Through the first 2 games, she's got a couple of hits, a run. One of those hits was a double. Chases that one and is down 0-2. Martin also a two-way player for Southern Wesleyan, pitcher and batter. But just like that, 3 pitches, she's down on strike. Smith making it look easy so far. 6 up and 6 down. Nothing doing for the Warriors in the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the second. No score.
Hi, I'm Sonia McLean, the broker of Red Rooster Realty. We are a new real estate company located in Hiawassee, Georgia, that services the Northeast Georgia mountains. Living in the North Georgia mountains, I see how each home takes on a unique feeling of the mountains and its surrounding landscape. So if you have a home to sell, or if you are looking for that special mountain home, please give me a call. I've been in the real estate business for 20 years. I have the experience and professionalism to make your dreams come true. You can reach me at 770-480-4777.
We're still looking for our first run of this one as we head to the bottom of the second inning. No score. Kylie Smith dominating thus far. 6 up and 6 down, all strikeouts. Now we'll see what the bats are able to do. They were able to get 1 base hit with Mariah Wicker's bunt, but they stranded her at second base. So we'll see what they're able to do in the second. Due up for North Georgia, first baseman Olivia Sinkfield, shortstop Margaret Simmons, and second baseman Cheyenne Mosteller. It's the first 3 up for North Georgia in the second. First batter stepping in, Olivia Sinkfield. First baseman digs in against Laudenbacher. Takes a ball outside. Laudenbacher struck out the side as well in the top of the first. She just allowed that bunt base hit in between strikeouts. Good start for her. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Sinkfield, sophomore out of Phoenix City, Alabama. She started all 6 games so far, .278 average. A little looper that will drop in just in fair territory in left field. She rounds first, digs in for second, and it's a double for Sinkfield. We'll see if that can get the Nighthawks going, a bloop double. Runner in scoring position for Margaret Simmons. Sinkfield's second double of the season. Simmons now steps in with a chance to put the Nighthawks on the board. Ball inside, 1-0. Simmons, junior out of Eastman, Georgia. He's played in 5 games so far this season with 4 starts. .333 average, 4 hits, a run, couple of doubles. Just misses. She's got a hitter's count 2-0. Too high. 3-0. Laudenbacher in a hole. Doesn't want to put on A runner for free. And she gets a strike called on 3-0. 3-1 now on Simmons. Sinkfield taking her leads off of second base. Ready for contact. Ground ball, just fair. Down the third baseline, that'll score a run. Easily scoring is Sinkfield. Digging in for second is Simmons with an RBI double. And North Georgia's on the board, 1-0. And now some protest going on from Southern Wesleyan. Our head coach, Coy Atkins, trying to argue that ball was foul. But just inside the bag. Actually looked like it went over the bag, which is in fair territory. So North Georgia's on the board, 1-0 with no outs in the bottom of the second inning. Next up, Cheyenne Moss-Teller. She shows bunt. Bunts down the first baseline. It is fielded by Lautenbacher. And now caught in between bases is Moss-Teller. Coming all the way in to score is Simmons. So a bizarre play there, as looked like Southern Wesleyan just kind of collapsed mid-play. It was a close play at first, and now it looks like they're going to say that she was out at first base. Looked like she had beat the throw, and then she just kept going to try and get Simmons in to score. She was safe at second, but it looks like she was called out at first base. So if that holds, which it looks like it will, Simmons will have scored, so North Georgia's up 2-0. But there is an out, as Moss-Teller was out at first base. So it will be a 1-4 putout, as the second baseman was covering first. But it will be an RBI for Moss-Teller. So 2-0 is the score, as Simmons was able to score all the way from second base. There's one out, and that'll bring up Hannah Forehand. Hannah Forehand, third baseman, stepping in. There's a ball outside, and the count is 1-0 strike. So a little bit of a confusing play there, but ultimately leads to a run for North Georgia. Bouncing ball fouled on the third baseline, evens it up at 1. Forehand, freshman out of Kennesaw. She started all 6 games. Has a hit, a run. The hit was a double. 5 RBI. 3 walks. Productive season so far from Forehand. Takes a breaking ball called strike 2 and is down 1-2 strikes. Not a bad inning so far for the Nighthawks. 2 runs in. Misses outside, evens it at 2. Next up for the Nighthawks will be left fielder Lexi Duncan. She stands in the on-deck circle. Roped but foul. Down the third baseline. Keeps it at 2-2. Lautenbacher trying to get out number 2. Already been a tough inning. Good take by Forehand. She wanted to chase after that pitch low, but just barely held off. And it's a full count. Time is now called. As the home plate umpire writing something down. Number ready to keep things going. Full count for Forehand. Pops it straight up. digging for it is new, but it lands in the crowd. And it remains a full count. Nearly hits a fan right here below us, but fortunately not. And we're ready for the payoff pitch yet again. Ball 4, outside. Lonbacher frustrated with that one, and it's a walk for forehand. Another base runner for North Georgia, still only one out. And that brings up Lexi Duncan. Lexi Duncan, senior out of McDonough. She's playing left field this afternoon. She shows bunt, bunts it foul behind the plate. And 0-1. Having to return back to first base is a forehand. She took off on contact. Duncan has started all 6 games. 2 hits, 1 run, an RBI. Runner goes, bunt down the first baseline, but it goes foul. Smart play by Berrigan as she charged the ball. Could have actually made a play on it in fair territory, but instead let it roll foul. Counts 0-2 on Duncan. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 2-0 Nighthawks. Trying to extend that even more. Takes the ball low. 1-2. Barring a double play, Kaylin Anthony, leadoff person, will be next. This ball skied into right field, going over as Clanton makes the catch. The runner had stole second base, so she has to retreat back to first. It should have been an easy double play, but the throw by Clanton goes over the glove of Behringer, and getting, fortunately, safely back to first base is forehand. So a lucky break for the Nighthawks as Duncan flies out. Forehand just able to get back. And now we go to the top of the order. Kaylin Anthony, the batter, takes ball 1. Anthony 0 for 1, struck out in the first. Runner goes, foul ball down the third baseline. 1-1. North Georgia has been out in front of Lonbacher for most of these first 2 innings. Most of their contact has gone to the left side of the field. Lonbacher needs 1 more out to get out of this inning. 2 runs already come across for North Georgia. Ball low, 2-1. Anthony was awarded Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week for the week of February 4th this year. Runner goes, and again foul down the third baseline. Counts 2-2. She was the Chick-fil-A Nighthawk of the Week for that same week. She was named to the 2020 Peach Belt Conference preseason all-conference team, and she was awarded to the 2019 Peach Belt All-Conference team, the 2nd team. Runner goes. This ball skied into right field. Going over is Clanton. She makes the catch just in fair territory, and that will end the inning. But a big inning for North Georgia. 2 runs cross the board, and they're up 2-0 as we head to the 3rd.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
You are your home runs. You are your near misses. You are your years to remember and your years you'd rather forget. You are what you build and who you build it for. And you are what you leave behind. BB&T. All we see is you.
Big inning for North Georgia. 2 runs across the board. 2-0 is the score as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Back on the mound is Kylie Smith. Looks like we might have a different batter. It's scheduled to be left fielder Taylor Lee, and it is going to be Lee. Not sure what the difference is. There seemed to be some sort of confusion with substitutions or something. But the scheduled batter is left fielder Taylor Lee, and she's going to step in the left-handed batter's box. So far, no one's been able to touch Smith. 6 up and 6 down, all strikeouts. And again, more delays. Someone's complaining about something. Southern Wesleyan complaining about something. Not sure what the issue is. And looking at something there back behind the Southern Wesleyan dugout. We'll see when we're finally able to get underway. But it's 2-0, North Georgia on top with 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. This is game 1 of a scheduled doubleheader. It looks like they were trying to get a fan removed who was standing up there well beyond the fence, out there behind their dugouts. Now we're ready to get started. Lee takes a hack at this one, comes up empty. And it's quickly 0-1. Lee, sophomore out of Houston, Texas. Couple of hits to the first 2 games, 2 runs. It's going to be ball 1. And it's 1-1. Hits it to second base. Mosteller with it. Underhands first in time for out number 1. So Lee tried to beat that one out to no avail. Out number 1. On the 4-3 put out, and that brings up shortstop Riley Herdliski. First pitch is launched, but well foul left side, and it's 0-1. Excuse me, it's Riley Herdliska. Senior out of Slidell, Louisiana. Called strike on a beautiful breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Herdliska, 1 for 2 so far this season at the plate. Fouls this off and stays alive. Last season, she played in just 16 games. Recorded only 2 hits in those games. Look for a better season here in 2020. 0-1, called strike 3 on the delayed call. Good off-speed pitch by Smith. And that's out number 2. So apparently the coach for Southern Wesleyan has been ejected, and that's what all the commotion was for. Not sure exactly what the cause of it was. Counts 0-1 here on Kala Berrigan. First baseman stepping into the right-handed batter's box. She's a senior out of Goose Creek, South Carolina. Takes a half-hearted swing at that one out of the zone, and it is now 0-2. So, yeah, that's what all that commotion before the inning was. They were trying to get the head coach completely away from the field. Called strike 3. Smith making it easy so far. 9 up and 9 down through 3 innings. It's 2-0. North Georgia leads as we head to the bottom of the third.
I have completed radiation treatments.
Yeah, so a lot of confusion there with what was going on before the inning, but head coach Coy Adkins, I believe, was ejected from the game for Southern Wesleyan, I guess the inning before, and he was seen up there watching the game up past left field, and they were trying to get him off the premises because he does have to leave, so that's what all that confusion was for. Not sure what the ejection was a result of, but that is what we know at this point. It's 2-0, North Georgia on top. We're in the bottom of the third. First up for the Nighthawks is Mariah Wicker, right fielder. She's ahead 2-0. Delaney Laudenbacher still on the mound for Southern Wesleyan, looking for a better inning than the second. Ball outside, she's quickly down 3-0 to Wicker. Wicker 1 for 1. She bunted for a base hit in the first, ended up stealing second base and was stranded there. Takes a pitch right down Main Street. 3-1. Due up for North Georgia, it is Wicker, Hammondtree, and Goodrich. First 3 batters. 3-1 is fisted foul over towards the Southern Wesleyan dugout. Probably would have been ball 4. But the count's full now for Wicker. Infield playing in, cognizant of her bunt base hit back in the first. Payoff pitch. High and in, and she draws a leadoff walk. Good start for the Nighthawks. 1 runner aboard, no one out. Brings up the catcher, Shelby Hammondtree. Hammondtree 0 for 1, struck out in the first. See what she's able to do. The runner on and no one out. Runner goes, pitch high, throw down to second is not in time. Sliding in safely is Hammondtree with her second stolen base of the game. Runner in scoring position now for the catcher. So Wicker stands at second base, having swiped it. Hammondtree with a 1-0 count. Makes it 2-0. See if the Nighthawks can tack on to their 2-0 lead. Misses in, and it's now 3-0. So far, a rough inning for Laudenbacher, struggling to find the strike zone. She's been down 3 balls with both the first batters so far. Swung on and missed. Out ahead of the off speed was Hammondtree. 3-1 the count. North Georgia wearing their Team USA style uniforms here for game 1. Outside ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start off the 3rd inning for Lawnbacher, and that's going to bring a mound visit. Due up next for North Georgia is the DP, Jenna Goodrich. She's 0 for 1, struck out to end the 1st inning. And we'll see what she's able to do her second time up with 2 on. Looks like we might have a pitching change here for Southern Wesleyan. So we're going to take a break real quick with the new pitcher. It's 2-0. North Georgia leads here in the bottom of the 3rd. New pitcher into the game for Southern Wesleyan is Michaela Sexton. She replaces Delaney Lawnbacher. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, runners on 1st and 2nd. Nobody out for North Georgia. Batter Jenna Goodrich takes a called strike, and it's now 1-1. Goodrich 0 for 1, struck out in the 1st. She got a couple of ducks on, ready to add to this 2-0 lead for the Nighthawks. Sexton is a freshman out of Central South Carolina. Pitches in the dirt. Holding are both base runners. Thinking about trying to take 3rd was Wicker, but then she retreated back to the bag. Sexton has been in 1 game thus far, went just 1 inning. Got a strikeout. That's in, and it hit her. So Goodrich takes that off the arm, and just like that, the bases are loaded for the Nighthawks, all with free passes. Wicker on 3rd, Hammondtree on 2nd, and Goodrich on 1st. We're going to have a pinch runner coming in for Hammondtree. And it's going to be Janie Henderson. So Henderson's the pinch runner at 2nd. And that brings up first baseman Olivia Sinkfield. She is 1 for 1, smoked a double to start the 2nd inning, and she scored the first run of the ball game. So sacks full, no outs for Sinkfield. Breaking ball inside ball 1. Big chance for the Nighthawks to break this one open in the bottom of the 3rd. Sinkfield looking for a big hit. Outside, and it's now 2-0. Hitters count for the first baseman. Sexton in a lot of trouble here in the 3rd. Breaking ball low, throw down to 3rd, but easily back to the bag is Wicker. And it's 3-0. So 1 more miss, and it leads to a free run for North Georgia. That misses. Ball 4. And in comes another run for North Georgia. Trotting in to score is Wicker. It's now 3-0. Bases are still full. All of free passes. This inning has not been a good one for the pitchers from Southern Wesleyan. 4 straight free passes, 3 walks, and a hit batter. And next up is Margaret Simmons. She strokes the ball to short. Fielding it is Herdlitsky. Throws to third in time for the out. But coming in to score is Henderson. So that'll be a fielder's choice for Simmons and an RBI. There's an out on the 6-5 put out. But another run scores. It's 4-0. North Georgia on top with 1 out. Runners on first and second. And the next batter, Cheyenne Mosteller. In the dirt, going about halfway and then holding is Sinkfield. And then retreats back to second base. So an interesting inning for North Georgia so far. But they've added 2 more runs. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Only 1 away in the bottom of the third. In the dirt, and both runners will advance. Unable to come up cleanly with it was New. That'll be 2 more bases taken for North Georgia. And now they have 2 runners in scoring position. This ball crushed but foul down the third baseline. So it's now 2-2 the count on Mosteller. She's got runners on second and third with only 1 out. Base hit could score 2 more runs for the Nighthawks. Bouncing ball, but fouled on the third baseline, fielded by head coach Mike Davenport. And it's still 2-2. Good crowd on hand for this first of the 2 games this Thursday afternoon. Another foul ball left side. Mosteller trying to get the timing down, still a little early. Trying to add to this 4-0 Nighthawk lead. No hits yet in this inning for the Nighthawks, but they've scored 2 runs. Ball low, that'll skip all the way past New, and easily coming in to score is Sinkfield. Another run comes in. Moving to third on the play is Simmons, and it's 5-0. So New couldn't corral it. Now there's a runner on third. Still only 1 out, and it's a full count for Mosteller. Another foul ball down the third baseline. Still a little early. Count remains full. Payoff pitch is lofted into left field, and that will drop in for a base hit. Goes up against the wall, easily coming in to score is Simmons. Sliding into third, but out at third base is Mosteller. So that is out number 2. It's an RBI double for Mosteller. She tried to stretch it into a triple, but gets thrown out trying to do so. But scoring is Simmons. So it's now 6-0. North Georgia on top. Next batter, Hannah Forehand, takes a ball. So Mosteller trying to be aggressive. Doesn't pay off this time for North Georgia. Does lead to an easy run. Nice lead for the Nighthawks. Good pitch on the inside corner. Froze forehand, and it's 1-1. That ball was barely making contact, whether it was Mosteller, just kind of went with it. Bouncing ball foul down the third baseline, 1-2. And that ball kept going. That got caught up in the wind And it carried all the way. It landed on the warning track out there in left field. Nice piece of hitting by Mosteller. But there's no one on, 2 outs. 1-2 count here for Forehand. Takes the ball outside, 2-2. Forehand walked her first time up. Trying to reach base yet again. Takes a hack of that one, comes up empty, and that'll be strike 3. That's the third out of the inning, but 4 more runs cross the plate for North Georgia. They lead 6-0 as we head to the 4th. Commanding lead for Kylie Smith, 6-0, North Georgia on top. Smith comes back on to the pitcher's plate. Going to face the top of the order for Southern Wesleyan. It'll be Sanford, Clanton, and Byers. First up, third baseman Jalea Sanford. Swings at that one and misses. 0-1. No one's been able to do anything at the plate for Southern Wesleyan. Smith's been sending him down in order. And it looks like there was some sort of change. But not sure what it is at the moment. Counts 0-1 on Sanford, and we're ready to keep going. Called strike 2. It was a big bottom of the third inning for North Georgia. 4 runs crossed the plate. Only got 1 hit, though. 4 batters were put on for free. Was a big part of it. 1-2 now. First 4 batters put on for free. Wicker, Hammondtree, Goodrich, and Sinkfield. 3 walks and a hit batter. 3 of those 4 scored. Strike 3. Swing and a miss at a ball up for Sanford. It's out number 1 here in the 4th. It's the 10th batter set down in a row for Smith. Brings up Lydia Clanton. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Breaking ball misses low. Wisely laid off by Clanton, and it's 1-0. North Georgia did not score in the first. Put up 2 in the bottom of the second, 4 in the bottom of the third. Sit here in the top of the 4th. 6-0 lead. No one on, 1 out here for Southern Wesleyan. 2-0 count for Clanton. That one just misses, and it's 3-0. Only the second time so far in this game that Smith has had 3 balls on a batter. Misses in, and that's going to be ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Clanton. It's the first base runner of the ball game for Southern Wesleyan. So runner on first, 1 away, and that brings up Delaney Byers. She's 0 for 1, struck out in the first. This ball popped into left field. It is caught in left center by the center fielder, Anthony. So there's out number 2 here in the 4th. And that'll bring up Megan New, the catcher, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So far, only 2 outs in this game have not been strikeouts for the North Georgia defense. Called strike on the breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Dominating performance so far for Smith, which everyone is getting quite used to here for North Georgia. Foul ball right side, and it's quickly 0-2. Smith, one of the most dominant pitchers North Georgia has seen. Definitely up there near the top. Nothing doing on that changeup. And that is strike number 3. New trots back to the dugout. No runs come in for Southern Wesleyan, and it is 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
I'm a commuter.
I'm an actor.
I am an intern.
I am a researcher.
I am a senior.
I am an athlete.
I am a veteran.
I am a sister.
I am a sophomore.
I am a singer. I am an educator.
I am a scientist.
I am a resident.
I am a writer. I am a leader.
I am a cadet.
I am a volunteer.
I am a musician.
I am a tutor.
We are UNG.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
It's 6-0, a nice lead for North Georgia as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Due up for North Georgia, we have the bottom of the order. Lexi Duncan, the 9 spot, and then we go to the top. In the form of Kaylee Anthony. So stepping in first, Lexi Duncan, 0 for 1. Same pitcher is still in, Michaela Sexton, but there, I think, are a few defensive replacements. I know center fielder is different. No longer in center is Collins, and replacing her is Addie Nugent. First pitch is a called strike on Duncan. Southern Wesleyan does not have numbers on the front of their uniforms, so it's difficult to tell. But for sure, the one defensive change. 1-1 now the count. So Addie Nugent in center fielder. See if Duncan can get North Georgia started in the bottom of the 4th. She shows bunt, drops it beautifully in front of the plate. No chance for Sexton. And that's a base hit for Duncan. A picture-perfect bunt as it dropped dead right in front of home plate. Sexton even made a pretty good play to get it pretty quickly, but no chance to throw out Duncan hustling to first. So runner on first base as we go to the top of the order. Kaylin Anthony steps in. She's 0 for 2. Flied out her last time up. Takes a ball inside. 1-0. Next up will be Mariah Wicker. Sits in the on-deck circle. Runner takes off. Pitch is low. Thrown out to second. No chance. Stolen base for Duncan. She slides in safely, and just like that, leadoff runner is at second base for North Georgia. Duncan with her first stolen base of the year. Pitch misses low, and it's now 3-0 on Anthony. So Sexton in a little bit of trouble in the bottom of the 4th. Throws it right down Main Street. And it's 3-1. North Georgia with a big inning in the third. Took advantage of 4 free passes, 3 walks and a hit batter to get 3 of their 4 runs. That ball's roped down the third baseline. That'll go all the way into the corner. Easily coming in to score is Duncan. Digging for second and holding there is Anthony with an RBI double. Run comes in, and it's 7-0 North Georgia. Scoring continues. No outs, and the next batter will be Mariah Wicker. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. Coming in to run for Anthony is Mallory Parker. So Parker will get to run. That brings up Mariah Wicker to the plate. Runner on second base. No one out. Ball 1. Wicker is 1 for 1, singled with a bunt in the first inning, then drew a walk in the third, scored a run. She hits this ball right in the glove of the shortstop, Herdlitzka. Nice catch made by Herdlitzka, and that is out number 1. Tough break for Wicker. That brings up Shelby Hammondtree. She's 0 for 1. She struck out in the first, walked in the third, and that position ended up scoring a run. She was pinch run for. But Henderson, who came in for her, ended up scoring. 1-0 the count. This ball hit to short. It is bobbled by Herdlitzka. Throws to first, is in time, and able to make it to third on the throw is Parker. So Hammondtree is out at first. That's the second out of the inning. But North Georgia has a runner on third. And Jenna Goodrich steps in. She's 0 for 1 with strikeout. She was hit by a pitch in the third. She'll try and bring home Parker. Takes a ball inside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Next batter up would be Olivia Sinkfield. She's had a great day at the plate so far. Goodrich takes the ball high and away. 2-0 the count. 7 runs on 6 hits so far for North Georgia. No runs on no hits for Southern Wesleyan. 7-0 in the bottom of the 4th. This ball hit off the glove of Sanford. Picking it up is Herdlitzky. Throws to first. No chance. Safe at first base is Goodrich. Scoring on the play is Parker. And with that, it's 8-0. So they're giving a infield single to Goodrich. That'll be an RBI for her. And that brings up Olivia Sinkfield. Takes hack, comes up empty at that one. It's 0-1. Sinkfield today, 1 for 1. She doubled in the second, scored the first run of the game. Drew a walk in the third, and scored as well. Runner goes to second, and in with a stolen base is Goodrich. So Goodrich slides in safely. Goodrich with her first stolen base of the year. Breaking ball just misses. And the count is 2-1 here on Sinkfield. Looks like we might be getting a pinch runner for Goodrich, and that is exactly what is happening. Devin Lonham comes in for Goodrich. So Lonham stands at second base with 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. The count is 2-1 on Sinkfield. See if we can keep the inning going. Fisted to third, picking the ball up as Sanford throws to first in time, and that will end the inning. 2 more runs cross the plate for North Georgia. They lead 8-0 as we head to the 5th inning. You're watching Nighthawks baseball, or softball.
You are your home runs. You are your near misses. You are your years to remember and your years you'd rather forget. You are what you build and who you build it for. And you are what you leave behind. BB&T, all we see is you.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
And there are some defensive changes for North Georgia here to start the 5th inning. Madison Simmons comes in to play right field. Wicker moves from right to center. And then playing in left field is Mallory Parker, who stays in the game. She came in to pinch run. So the outfield goes Parker, Wicker, and Simmons. And then at third base, we have Kaylee Womack coming in to play third base. So I believe that's all the defensive changes. And we're ready to get this inning underway. There's also a new batter for Southern Wesleyan. It is Addie Nugent, who came in for Emma Collins to play center. She's getting her first at-bat of the game. It's a 1-0 count. She swings at that one, miss, and looks like foul tips it off the catcher's mitt. And it's going to be 1-1. Still on the mound, Kylie Smith. She allowed only one base runner so far. Swing and a miss, strike 2. We'll see if she can get through the 5th inning unscathed. 8-0 North Georgia on top. Swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. No chance for Nugent. There's out number 1. Next batter, Ashton Martin. She's 0 for 1, struck out in the second. We'll get her second shot at Smith. Off-speed pitch, no chance for Martin. She even thought about swinging, then didn't swing, but it didn't matter because it was a strike anyway. 0-1 the count. Smith with a comfortable lead. Trying to keep it where it is. Swing and a miss. Went up and away. Martin chases it and is quickly down 0-2. She struck out on 3 straight pitches in the second. Smith will try and repeat that with this one. Up and away, all the way to the screen. Not chasing is Martin. 1-2 the count. North Georgia did not score in the first. Then they put up 2 in the bottom of the second, 4 in the bottom of the third, and 2 in the bottom of the fourth. That's where we are right now, 8-0. New baseball put into play for Smith. Looking for out number 2 on Martin. There it is. Chased it up and away. Strikeout number 2 of the inning. 2 outs now. And that'll bring up Taylor Lee. "12 strikeouts already in this one for Smith. And also, this could be the end of the ball game as North Georgia's up 8-0. Lee lays off. That'll be ball 1. The run rule limit here in Division II softball. 8 runs after 4 innings. Or excuse me, after 5 innings. Here in the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss. 1-1, the count on Lee. So Smith trying to finish this ball game out in the first game of the doubleheader. Needs 1 more out to do so. This is fouled foul and out of play. 1 strike away for North Georgia to claim victory. No one on. 2 outs. 1-2 count. Just misses in the outside corner. Very close pitch goes in favor of Lee, and it's now 2-2. Lee, every time the pitch comes, she already starts walking towards first base, a left-handed batter. Trying to get that extra step. 2-2, she does it again, lays off, and it's now a full count. Full count now for Lee. She tries to keep her team in this game. Down to her last strike again. Misses inside. They're going to try and argue that she swung. But that'll be ball 4. Second base runner of the game for the Warriors. Runner on first. 2 outs. Next up is Riley Hrdlicka. Hrdlicka 0 for 1, struck out in the 3rd. Swing and a miss. Hrdlicka goes fishing for it. Again, North Georgia looking for the final out of this ball game. Top of the 5th. 1 on, 2 outs. They're up 8-0. This ball is fouled, left side, out of play. And it's 0-2, 1 strike away from North Georgia coming out on top here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Southern Wesleyan trying to cling to life. This pitch popped in the air and will land in the glove of Womack, and the ball game is over. So a big win for North Georgia as they come out on top 8-0 here in the first game of a doubleheader. It's a no-hitter for Kylie Smith, as she allows just 2 base runners on 2 walks. 8-0 win for North Georgia here in game 1. And brief little recap here. North Georgia scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 4th to get their 8 runs. 2 runs scored by Margaret Simmons. She also had 2 RBIs and a double. 2 runs scored by Sinkfield. She had a double and also drew a walk. Runs were also scored by Parker, by Wicker, by Henderson, and by Duncan. 2 RBIs also for Cheyenne Mosteller. So great offensive day here in game 1 for the Nighthawks. And we'll be back for game 2 in just a little bit. Again, Nighthawks win game 1 8-0, a no-hitter for Kylie Smith.